So the first card you have your past is the Sun. So this is an absolutely beautiful card. Very, very positive, happiness, breaking free, fun, all kinds of things, liberty, with that beautiful red banner that he's waving. So I think for you, this represents freedom and strength as well for you. Very, very strong. You're very strong. There's a lot of relief here as well when I look at this. It feels like, oh, I've come out the other side. I've come out the other side. And I'm looking at this wall behind this child, and it's like he's broken through the wall. He's come out the other side, or he's jumped over the wall or something. So what I'm seeing is when I look at this wall, it feels a bit like there are two halves to your life. There's one before you broke over this wall, broke through this wall, I should say, or jumped over this wall, and the one after the wall. So you've got one half of your life that was lots and lots of problems. You broke free from that, and now you have your life now. And it feels like you're a totally different person almost. Really different on the other side of this wall. And I think now, if you say if you walked over and peeked over to the other side of the wall and saw yourself as you were, you might not even recognize yourself, because you're just so different in the way you think, in the way you act. You probably looked completely different. Everything's just so different. I think back then, there was a lot of problems. I'm seeing a very difficult relationship. I'm seeing money problems around that. I'm seeing maybe even drug problems that might be, because I'm seeing a bit of an edge to this. Difficult things. You weren't your true self. You weren't your true self. And I think you're trying to be something that you weren't. And now you're not. Because, the Sun's about clarity as well, shedding light on things. So there's honesty as well. Whenever you see nakedness with this child, it means honesty. So now you're your true self. Now you're your honest self. I think there were some things you did back then that you'd never ever do now. I think if you looked, I think there are times where actually there are things you haven't told anyone that you did at that time. Quite, strange things or something. It's something like that. Sorry to say that, but yeah, that's what I'm seeing. And when you think about that time, which isn't very often, but sometimes when you do, it's like, oh, how could I have done that? Oh, I can't believe I did that and said that and acted like that and made that decision and whatever it is. So sometimes, when we're in love, because there is a relationship back then, I think that's at the core of all of that, can make you do things you wouldn't normally do. So I think I'm not making an excuse for you, but I'm just saying, sometimes love can make you completely crazy. So there's this kind of edgy feel to what happened to you in the past. Again, I was seeing there might be something to do with a drug problem. Maybe not you, but maybe other people, money problems. It feels a little bit dangerous, actually. So I don't know what you did, or I don't know what the other people did around this. It just feels very, it feels a little bit scary to me, actually. It feels like if I looked over there, I'd be a bit scared. So there's that side, and now there's you now. You're completely different now. I'm also getting this feeling of expectation. I'm just looking at the way the Sun has his eyes, and he's kind of looking. It's like, yes, I expect a lot from you. I'm shedding a light on you. I can see you, and so I'm watching you. So that's kind of what I'm getting here. Expectation. I am actually seeing some eyes, and they look like they're watching you, watching over you. I think there might be a work situation where someone was watching over you, maybe a few people expecting things of you. Yes, this is actually blending in with the Seven of Wands, because that can be about expectations as well. So I'll talk about that as well here. There's a man here, obviously he's on the top of a hill, and in the Seven of Wands, and all these people are kind of poking at him with these wands, and they're kind of stressing him out. They have all these expectations of him. It's like, do this. That's what I'm feeling when I see that. It's like all these people are poking at him, saying, come on, have you done this yet? Have you done that yet? Have you done this yet? It's a bit like when people say, oh, have you done Aries? when you're doing that, it's not that bad. It's okay. I don't mind. But yeah, all these people are kind of saying, do this, do that, do that. Some of the expectations feel a bit unrealistic to me. But, you know, I think you can see what people's agendas are. I think you can see what's going on. It's not very good. I think at one time you'd kind of put up with all this, but now you're not going to do that. Because I think once you got past that wall in the Sun card and everything was kind of illuminated, you could see exactly what was going on in your life. And it's like, okay, I don't like what I'm seeing. I'm going to change all of that. I'm going to move to the second half of my life. I'm going to change myself. And I'm going to change everything. I know where I'm going. I'm on this right path now. And so that's what you did. And I think from that time you could see everything. And now you can see what's going on with these people who are expecting things from you. And I think it feels like a workplace. It might not be, but it feels like it's happening in your workplace. And it's a bit like you're planning your escape as well. You're up there, you're on a hill, they're all doing these things to you, asking you things, but you're kind of sitting there and you're like, okay, you're all looking up at me now, but one day you'll look up and I won't be here. I'm going to be somewhere else. So yeah, you're planning this escape. And you can see all what's going on. You're planning your escape. Everything's very, very clear to you now. That's all I'll say there. Okay, so I'll just move on to the last card, which is the Page of Cups. I like this page. I always smile at him. Sometimes he's good, sometimes a bit cheeky, sometimes he doesn't take things very seriously. So, if you want someone to take something seriously, he can be a bit annoying. But I'm not seeing that here. I'm seeing quite a childlike person. And, you've got this child in the Sun card. So this might be... it might be a child of yours, it might be a younger sibling, it might be someone who is a friend of yours who's a bit younger than you, or they might just act as if they're a bit younger than you. It doesn't have to be actually younger. What I'm seeing here, this is someone you haven't seen for a while. I think this is someone who's going to come and offer you a peace offering, because it feels very light, it feels very laid back, it feels very nice actually. So it's kind of a low-key, kind of a gentle peace offering. I think they're just going to come to you and say, this is what happened in the past. Wasn't that great? Let's just be at peace. Let's just have this very slow, very gentle move into a better place, a better situation between us. Nothing dramatic, which is really good. You don't need any drama from what I was seeing in the Seven of Wands. You don't need any more of that. So very, very nice. So I think what might happen is, because I'm starting to say more timelines when I do see them, if I do see them. So it looks like this connection might happen probably January, because it feels very like new year, new things, freshness. So that's what that feels like to me. So it's probably going to happen then. So if you've got someone who's younger than you, or they're young at heart or something, you've had a bit of a falling out, or maybe you I don't know, whatever, they're probably going to come and try and connect with you. And it does feel very nice. It feels like you'll be open, they'll be open. That's what I'm seeing in that card. Really, really nice. Okay, the first card you have here present is the High Priestess. Okay, so again, I'm seeing your strength all in this reading. And I think all these cards are trying to point out to you that you do have this strength. Because what I'm seeing here is, you have a lot of internal strength, you have a lot of intuition, you have a lot of spiritual strengths, you have this thing where you can tell, now especially after this time in the Sun card, you can tell exactly what someone's like straight away, whether they're a good person or not. You have a very strong radar. If someone's bad for you, it's like, okay, I know they're bad for me, out. Okay, I know this person's good for me, in. So mostly you're like that. Maybe not around love yet, but around other things you are. So I think you're getting all these cards reminding you of your strength, because I am getting a little bit of a slump, a little bit of a down feeling. So you might be feeling like that. You might not be feeling that strength inside yourself. So I think this is to remind you of that. And I want to remind you of that. I want you to see how strong you are and, feel that all over again. So just know that you are very, very strong. The other thing I'm getting here is this very, very, very strong intuition. It feels like I know what's happening. I know what's happening. You might not know that I know, but I know. I know what's going on. I feel this. I know this. Now, there's someone who is around someone else. You'd like to see them back. You can't have them back right now. You kind of know that they're around someone else. This other person that they're around, it feels like you're very close to this person. You love this person. You want the best for this person, but they might be around someone who doesn't want the best for them. I think I was seeing this in your last reading. I'm getting a lot of deja vu here. Same situation. So obviously, if this is all resonating with you, this person's still in this situation. And they're getting this kind of, should I jump out of this? Should I stay in this? Should I go? Should I stay? I want to go, but I feel as if I can't do that. There's a bit of manipulation I'm seeing here. There's a manipulative person. You're very, very concerned. You know what's going on. That's what I'm really getting very strongly here. I know what's happening. I know what's going on. I'm right. I know this is happening. Manipulative person. Now, it feels as if you've always known what this person was like. You've always known this, It's like from day one, when you met them, you knew. You got this feeling about them. You got this energy coming from them. It's like, I don't like this person. There's something about them. I just don't like this. I really, really don't like this. That's your intuition. Your intuition is 100% right. And I think when you first met them as well, they might be a partner of this person that you're very, very close to, or you want to be closer to. When you first met them, I think you had people around them saying, what are you talking about that you don't like them? I don't know. They're fine. They're a nice person. They're really nice. And they are a very charming person. I think that's how they get away with things. But you're the high priestess. You're the high priestess. You have the intuition, and you thought you're right when you first met them. Actually, you knew, and you are right. You're 100% right. So, I think you know this. They feel stuck right now. They're going through a lot of emotions, I think, and you can feel the closeness between you. You can feel the closeness between you and them, even though they're far away from you. You know that's there. It's always going to be there. It always has been there. It always will be there. So don't worry about that. They are going to come out of this, because I'm looking at this high priestess, and behind her there's this curtain. And what I'm seeing is the curtain's going to fall. It's like this person's that you're close to, that you love, they're with this partner, this manipulative person, and one day they've got this curtain in front of their eyes. They can't see what's going on. They kind of can, but they don't want to see. And the curtain's just going to fall from their eyes, and then they'll be like, that's what they really like. Now I can see. And it's going to feel a bit to them like it did to you in the Sun card when you jumped over the wall. They're going to have that same experience when the curtain falls. And after that, that's when they're going to get away from this. And that's when they're going to have their second half of their life. Now, if you're worried about them right now, what I can say to you is they are physically safe. They're physically safe. So from what I'm seeing here, so you don't have to worry about this. They're not emotionally safe. They're not emotionally safe. They're being manipulated. They feel horrible. They're having all these horrible feelings. I think you know that. I think you can see that because of this intuition that you have. But I can see that they are going to come out of this in some way. So just know that. And I think I also saw a similar thing in your last reading, because I keep getting this deja vu about this situation. But yes, that's what I'm seeing anyway. So the next card you have here present is the moon. So see, again, look at this lobster. He's coming out. He's coming out of the water. So yeah, this is a very emotional card. It's about your inner feelings. It's about worrying. It's about all of that kind of thing. So I think that's what they're going through. They have all of this emotion to get through, lots and lots of things, but they are going to get it out. And it's going to be like they're going through all of this, but then it's going to be this final curtain pull. And then it's like, oh, right, I'm getting out now. That's it. So it is going to happen. I'm seeing that again. Same thing in that card. Okay, so I won't say more. I'm just going to go on to the Ace of Wands. So, yeah, this is a fantastic card, and there's a huge force behind this card. It's like this strong force, enthusiasm. And again, this is showing me how strong you are. So again, I have to tell you that because I feel as if this is telling me, say how strong they are, say how strong they are. So yes, I'm saying that you're very, very strong. If you want something, you can get whatever you want as well. Exactly what you want, or something very, very close to that. So I have to tell you that as well. So, okay, so I think this relates to the Seven of Wands, because I think I am seeing a workplace kind of situation here. It's following on from that. So, because, in the Seven of Wands, all these seven wands are all jumping up and down. They're surrounding this man. They're poking at him. They have all these expectations, giving him stress and all of that. And now you've cleared away all those wands and you've got one wand. And that one wand represents you. It represents you standing all by yourself. So what that says to me is you're probably going to get out of this work situation and you're going to either work for yourself or be completely by yourself and do something completely by yourself. You won't have any of these people imposing things on you. You are going to have stress. It's going to be a completely different kind of stress. So yeah, what this is telling you is this is the absolute right thing for you to do if you do want to be by yourself in your work. And yeah, this is going to be very, very nice. You're going to feel so much calmer doing this. I'm just looking at this beautiful little scene at the bottom of this card. You can't see it, so I'm going to move it up so you can see. So yeah, there's grass here, trees, beautiful little stream at the bottom, very peaceful looking. And there's this other really beautiful thing in this card, beautiful symbol on this card, which is this castle up on this hill. It's a white castle. So that says to me that, there's treasure inside the castle. So the other message is, if you go for this, if you do this, there's more growth, because if you look at this one, there's all these leaves. So there's growth if you're by yourself. If you get away from this and you branch out by yourself, there's also treasure if you're by yourself, which of course translates to more money. So, and that's going to be eventual after you've worked through this. But beautiful. I think I've seen something like this as well in your readings as well. I'm really sorry. I don't mean to be repetitive, but if things come up, it means that you haven't actually dealt with that. You've still got that in front of you. So, yeah, another reminder anyway. Another reminder. Get out of this and be on your own. It's absolutely 100% time for you to do this. And that's what this is telling you as well. And you're strong. I have to keep on saying that. I have to keep on saying this. You are strong. Okay, so the first card you have for your future is the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, this is a little bit difficult. Okay, so there's some kind of love here. It looks like potential love, or it looks like you're not sure about this, you're a bit worried about this. There's some kind of worry, and I think it might be something about money. It looks like a bit of a money imbalance, maybe, might be that. And it feels like you're worried about letting yourself go, letting yourself get into this love connection, this relationship. What I'm getting is I can't let myself go. I can't let myself fall. This is a bit strange, but this is what I'm seeing. If I let myself fall, if I fall in love, if I let myself fall, I'll fall into a hole. I know that sounds really strange, not literally, but it's kind of like I'm really afraid that's what's going to happen. I don't want to let that happen. So I'm holding on to the edges. I don't want to let myself fall. it might be that you were in a past relationship where you just fell, completely fell, you let yourself fall, and maybe you did fall into a hole. Maybe you had to dig your way out of that hole, like this man, because he's got this shovel or this plow or whatever it is in his hand. So he has to dig this, tree or plant or whatever that is. So, and yeah, this is about money, obviously. So I think actually you fell into a financial hole. Maybe that's what happened with his past relationship as well. And you had to dig out of that. And because it really feels like I don't want a repeat of that. I don't want to get into that ever again. I had this horrible situation. I am not letting myself fall into that. I'm hanging on the edges. I'm not letting myself fall. So, it's... Okay, this is a bit strange. I'm seeing building or fixing things, practical help. So if this new person's trying to help you practically, obviously that's a really nice thing for them to do. But I'm getting a really deja vu feeling around this as well for you, because it's like, oh, that reminds me of what someone else used to do. So it might not be building, but it's something practical. And it's like, maybe you're watching them do something or fix something or walk around. Maybe it's the way they move their body. Maybe it's the way they move their head. And sometimes you think, that reminds me of my ex. That reminds me of this person. Maybe it's something they say. Maybe it's a phrase that they say. It's the way they do things. And it's like, oh, and that kind of gives you a jolt. And you think, I don't want to go back there. I don't want to go back there. And I think there is some kind of money imbalance. It might be that you have more money than them, so there's that as well. And I think that reminds me of an ex, because I think there was an ex that maybe they took money from you, because I'm seeing this financial hole. You might just be sitting there balancing this all up in your head and saying, oh, do I want to go for it? Do I want to hold back? I don't know what I want. If this is about a money imbalance, no two people ever earn exactly the same amount. So there's always going to be someone who earns less, someone who earns more. So that's, whatever. It's really more about how people view money and how they view themselves and how they view the other person, and whether they respect money, whether they respect the other person's money, whether they think it's something that they have respect for, or whether they think it's something that they can take from someone and use. So it's about your attitude. It's not really about how much money you have. So if there's an imbalance here, don't automatically worry about that and think, oh, I'm going down the track of the old person. You might not. But I think what you really need to do is just take your time and just look at this very carefully and just get into this carefully. That's all you need to do, because I'm not seeing they're a bad person. I'm not seeing they're a good person. I'm really not seeing anything around them. So you really just need to take your time and sort this out for yourself. And I think they're not the same as this ex. They're a completely different person. So try not to judge this person by someone else. You might not be meaning to do that, but I'm picking up on a lot of that kind of energy in this card. So just watch out for that. Okay, so the next card you have for your future is the Six of Swords. So this is great. This is fantastic, actually. I'm really happy to see this here. And I'm not usually happy to see this card because it means, often it means sadness, moving away. This woman's heads down. She's getting away from a bad thing. But to me, I think this relates to what I was seeing in the High Priestess. So this person's getting away. If this is about you, again, if this resonates, they're getting away. Someone's helping them. I'm seeing that. I don't know if that's you, if it's going to be you that helps them. It might be. But I am seeing this quite clearly. After they get away, it's still going to take them a long time to get over all of this properly. When you've been through a very emotionally manipulative situation or something that's really terrible like that, it takes a long time to unravel that. It's an exhausting thing to be in as well. It really messes with you. this woman in the boat, she's obviously leaving, but she's carrying all these swords with her. So, yeah, there's a lot of hurt they're bringing with them, a lot of deep emotions, very difficult emotions. It just takes time to heal. And I'm actually seeing, this is what I'm seeing in my head, a lot of resting, a lot of decompressing. I'm seeing someone lying on a sofa and just sleeping and sleeping and sleeping. It looks as if they haven't slept for a long time. They're finally getting this really peaceful sleep, and it just feels safe, secure, and maybe this is in your place. I hope it is. But yeah, very, very positive outcome. And it keeps on coming up here all the time. So someone needs to hear this message that this person is going to leave this, and the outcome of this is that they're going to get this rest and they're going to recover from this. So if this is you, I hope this makes you feel a bit better knowing that. Excuse me. So the last card you have for your future is the Lovers. So yes. Okay. This is what you got. You've got the Ace of Wands. Right next to this, Ace of Wands and the Lovers. So this also feels a little bit will I or won't I, will I or won't I. I'm picking up on a bit of unsurety here again around this love connection, which is what I was seeing in the Seven of Pentacles. But there's obviously a lot of passion here, a lot of passion. You might be struggling a little bit with separating the passion from the worries that you're having about all of this. So it feels like, oh, I really want them. I have this passion for them. But, if I get in too far, I might not be able to get out of this. So I don't know if I want to do this. So, some people can separate passion from everything else. But to me, it feels like, looking at this card, it feels like you're not one of those people. It's a bit of a struggle for you. So obviously there's temptation in this card as well. That's what the Lovers card can be about. It's the Garden of Eden temptation. So I think for you, if this resonates with you, it might come down to either, I give into this, I just give into this temptation and I just enjoy this passion and I try and keep everything else out of my head. Or you might want to just step back from this whole thing, slow everything right down and just try not to engage with the passion, sort everything else in your head out before you actually do that. So it's kind of a choice between these things, but there is temptation there because there is a lot of passion between you. That's what I'm seeing. So I wish I could say more, but yeah, you've just got a lot to think about when it comes to this passion. So it's a good thing, but then there's this kind of flip side to that.